Welcome back to FoodCrafts. Today, we're going to find out which breading makes the crunchiest, crispiest chicken. We're pinning flour, starches, and breadcrumbs against each other in the ultimate showdown to find out who is the crunchiest of them all. If that ain't crunchy, I don't know what is. And along the way, I'll show you an easy buttermilk method of getting juicy and tender chicken. So let's get started. Obviously, we could coat chicken in hundreds of different types of breadings, but to keep things realistic, I'm going to test the most common types of breadings used when frying chicken. First, and kind of a control for our experiment today, is all-purpose flour, the most common breading for any and all deep-fried chicken. Next, we have something less traditional, cornstarch, which is said to provide a lighter, crispier crunch. After that, what I'm really excited to test today is potato starch, which has the potential to be the crunchiest contender in today's test. Both cornstarch and potato starch are popular with the famous Korean fried chicken. And finally, our last two breadings are going to be panko breadcrumbs, famously used in Japanese katsu, and cornflakes, known for its southern style crunch factor. But is it going to be better than flour or starch? Okay, so we got AP flour, cornstarch, cornflakes, potato starch, and panko breadcrumbs. I've never had cornflake fried chicken before, so I'm really interested in how this is going to be. Looking at the recipe in the back, this chicken looks really good, so I am very pumped about trying this for the first time. So if I had to make a guess on what's going to be the crunchiest chicken, I think it's going to be a combination of the starches and the AP flour. But who knows? Maybe something that's already cooked is going to produce a crunchier chicken. We'll see. Before we get into our experiment today, I just wanted to say that you can support this small channel by giving this video a like and a comment down below. And for a fun challenge, put your guess down below on which breading you think is going to make the crunchiest chicken today. The next question we need to address is which part of the chicken we're going to be frying up. And the answer to that is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And here's why. I didn't want chicken skin to get crispy during the fry and skew the results of our test. So no skin on thighs, chicken wings, or drumsticks today. That narrowed it down to chicken breasts, chicken tenders, or chicken thighs, and I ultimately went with thighs because I think they taste the best. So to prepare our chicken today, we're going to be doing a simple buttermilk brine, which is going to flavor the interior of our chicken with the addition of salt and seasonings, as well as help us stick our breadings to the chicken so they don't fall off during the frying process. None of this really has impact on the crunchiness of fried chicken, but if I'm going to make fried chicken, I might as well make it delicious. Anyway, this buttermilk brine consists of half a quart of buttermilk into a bowl, followed by your favorite seasonings. In my case, I'm going to be using garlic powder, black pepper, and paprika. Finally, and very important, a generous 4-finger pinch of salt to flavor the interior. Give that a quick mix until everything is evenly distributed. You can really tell that this is going to add tons of flavor to our chicken based on the color of the marinade and all the specks of spice that are scattered throughout. After that, all of our chicken is going into the bowl with a quick massage to make sure everything is coated with our buttermilk. These are going in the fridge for about 4 hours to marinate. If you're doing this at home, you'll get the best results if you marinate overnight or up to 24 hours. In our case, after just 4 hours, our chicken is leaving the fridge and resting on the counter to get closer to room temperature. In the meantime, we're going to be setting up our dredging stations, which is starting to look like a scene out of Scarface because of all these powders we got in the kitchen. If you're making any type of fried chicken at home, get ready to make an absolute mess out of your kitchen unless you want your fried chicken to become a 30-minute dredging process. To ensure a consistent and fair test today, each chicken thigh is going to be coated in a single layer of breading after coming out of the buttermilk marinade. We don't want any excess marinade on our chicken, but just enough so something can stick to our breading. After all the chicken has been coated, this is what each chicken thigh looks like. Flour, cornstarch, potato starch, panko, and cornflakes. Okay, so our chicken's all breaded now. We've got corn, flour, potato, cornflakes, panko. There's no difference between the flour, corn, and potato starch. We've got pretty good coverage here. Panko is really easy to get coverage on because the crumbs are so small. Looks good. Now that we're finally breaded, it's time to get to the crunch test. These tenders are going into a pot of oil heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 4 to 5 minutes, which is when we'll get nice golden brown and crispy chicken. Anytime you're frying in oil, I recommend using a thermometer so you can always tell if your oil is hot enough. If you don't have a thermometer, fried food should bubble nicely when they hit the oil. If they don't, then your oil is probably too cold, too hot and you're going to burn your breading before your chicken's done. I'm frying these individually to avoid overcrowding the pot and so I remember which breading is which. Once these chicken thighs are fried, they're going on a wire rack which will prevent soggy bottoms and proper airflow to prevent steaming. You probably noticed the starch and flour looked very similar before the fry, and after the fry, they're pretty much the same as well. The cornflakes look super crunchy and the panko breadcrumbs have come out much darker than the rest, mostly due to being fried last. Ladies and gentlemen, the frying is done. That took way too long. The cornstarch, flour, and potato starch, they still look the same. The cornflakes look really good. They are the lightest in color. I will say that the darkest one was the panko breadcrumbs. I will say I also fried this one last, so the oil probably got a little bit dirty. And now it's finally time for the moment of truth, the crunch test. To fairly measure the crunchiness of each piece of fried chicken, I'm going to be referencing the audio levels in post. Additionally, I'm going to give each breading a score between 1 to 5 based on my live crunch test, which you'll see at the end. I'm going to start with the cornstarch, end with the potato starch, and we'll work our way around, and I'll give a score between 1 to 5. All right, cornstarch. Not only is that delicious, that's crunchy. It's really light. It's got a really light layer. Okay, this one I'm excited for. Cornflakes. The initial bite is really crunchy, but as I kept chewing, it quickly kind of turned into like mush, which, I mean, it's like cereal, so I kind of see why that would happen. Poor planning, but now we're going to get to really what is the control. This is AP flour. What happened there? All right, my personal favorite, panko. This is odd. So that wasn't as great as the cornstarch still. Last, and maybe not least, we have potato starch. I'm trying to figure out if the potato starch is just as crunchy as the cornstarch or more, so I'm gonna take another bite of both. They're very similar. The point is, cornstarch and potato starch are super crunchy. Okay, so first of all, I know I messed up the flour dredge by not adding enough flour. It's not that flour doesn't make crunchy chicken. I just didn't get a good enough coat around the chicken the first time. The flour didn't do well in the single coat test, which is probably why a lot of fried chicken recipes using flour do a double dredge. However, to counter that point, every other type of breading also had one layer. I thought that the panko was going to do really well today, but after trying that next to the potato and cornstarch, I realized that it's not as crunchy out of the fryer. I also realized after I listened to the crunch test back during my editing that cornflakes are super crunchy. I wasn't aware of how crunchy cornflakes are, but now I understand why it's such a popular choice. With all that being said, here are the final scores of the crunch test, and my winner for today's test is going to be potato starch. I really like the lightness of potato starch, and even a single coating makes a massive difference in crunchiness. If you're making fried chicken with flour, my recommendation would be to add a few tablespoons of cornstarch to it. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you found this entertaining and maybe even a little educational. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite type of fried chicken breading is, and let me know if you guessed that potato starch was going to be the crunchiest. Well, until my next video, I will see you all next time.